Am I live or am I? Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you guys are watching my stream. Welcome, and I remember I should have created a new opening, but yeah, that's for next time, I guess. So today we will continue our Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. In this case, we are trying to revolution. We're trying to usurp the throne. Revolution is happening and starting from this trial. May 19th, 8:50 a.m. High Court of Kurain. We have an enemy scene. This is what happened before. Now it's 9:28. We are at the accused lobby. It's complete chaos outside. Let's just say the Defiant Dragon supporters demonstrating for Dhurke's freedom have taken a very special interest in the outcome of today's trial. They look about ready to string us up if we lose. Trials here are pretty much like the ones back home, but with one major difference: the divination seance. The victim's final memories will become a matter for deliberation. I've heard about that. Oh yeah, Apollo has never run a trial in Kurain. But they haven't stopped you from winning your cases here in Kurain. True, but it wasn't easy. Still, the memories of the dead are simply another piece of evidence. There's always a way to deal with them if your client is truly innocent. Well, I know Dhurke is innocent, but I have one more big secret. Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son after all. Dhurke, what is that secret you're keeping? Hey, AJ. Here you go, just like I promised. You got it. Only the Queen knows the founder's real name. No, Maya knows it. Thanks, Dad. Wait, weren't you arrested by the police yesterday? Yep, and I spent the night in the slammer. I had a fine meal, a shower, even a bed. What more could I ask for? Ha 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 ha. That actually sounds way better than where we're staying. Just remember, AJ, if Dhurke's found guilty today, we'll all be probably found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act too. Yeah, now Yuta said something to that effect. That which Garan wants to take advantage of today to crush our revolution once and for all. The fate of the revolution and every Kuranese person rests on this trial. Oh yeah, no pressure. Alright, got it. We're counting on ya, AJ. We'll be fine. I'm going to win this one. You'll see. The trial will begin shortly, Apollo. Let's make our way into the courtroom. Right. May 19. High Court of Kurain. Court is now in session. Let the trial of Dhurke Mahdi begin. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Majesty. So it's really come down to this. Well, don't expect me to hold anything back, Nayuta. This trial will examine both the murder of Justice Minister Inga Karkul Kurain and the assassination of the former Queen Amara Sigatar Kurain. First, I believe we should address the murder of Minister Inga. Would that be acceptable, Prosecutor Sanmadi? Prosecutor Sanmadi? Yes, of course. Please proceed. What's with him? How very unlike you, Prosecutor. Is your mind elsewhere this day? Not at all, Your Majesty. Are you really going to be able to go through with this, Nayuta? Well, Prosecutor Sanmadi, I would be remiss if I failed to voice a concern of mine. I have heard a mention that you are son to the accused, Dhurke Sanmadi. You have heard true. Does that fact pose some sort of a problem, Your Majesty? A father being persecuted by his own son? Could one possibly deliberate such a case without having personal feelings intervene? Yes, without a question. Ah, that's Dhurke. Dhurke? Fellow citizens, you would do well not to underestimate my son. He is not one to allow personal feelings to interfere with the execution of his duty. Isn't that right, Nayuta? I will not stop until my work here is done. See? So all you doctors just sit back down before you trip over your own stupidity. Ha 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 ha. The accused will not take the stand without first being summoned. In any case, if Prosecutor Sanmadi has no issue with this arrangement, then let us commence the deliberation. Huh? Who's that? Wait, that's the Queen? She's here in this court, in this trial, huh? One moment, if you would. Your Eminence. Your Eminence, what brings you here? Wait, watch this over there. Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to fight the Queen as well? Your Majesty, it would appear that Prosecutor Sanmadi does indeed have some reservations. No, that's not true. Did you truly believe you could deceive me, Nayuta Sanmadi? Okay, seems like this does not go according to Nayuta's plan somehow. One should hold no reservations if one is to stand on these hallowed funerary grounds. I've none. No, it is clear we cannot leave this matter to you. Ah, we shall handle the persecution of enemy of the crown, Dhurke Samadi, personally. But remain by our side and bear witness to how a true persecutor enforces the law. Excuse me, but is the Queen going to prosecute the case? Is that, kosher? What's a kosher? Kosher meaning fit or proper, permissible. There is no need for concern. Basically, it says whether it's fit or proper. Before we were crowned queen, we served as a prosecutor. It wasn't that Duke. I mean Dirk. No, Dirk was the lawyer. Dirk was the lawyer and the husband of the previous queen. Wait, so she was a prosecutor before she was a queen. Everybody here is obsessed with the law. Really? As a foreigner, your ignorance can be excused. But know this. The prosecutor in charge of the Queen Amara assassination case 23 years ago was none other than Her Eminence, Queen Karan Sigatar Kurain. That's right, we've never heard who is the prosecutor. We know Doug was his own lawyer, but we didn't know who was the prosecutor. It was the Queen. First, Your Majesty, and now this. Why doesn't anyone ever tell me these things? I heard she had served as a Minister of Justice, but she was also a prosecutor. I'm guessing she probably moved up the ladder from prosecutor to justice minister. We prosecuted that case 23 years ago, but no verdict was ever rendered. Yeah, because Doug ran away. We had won guilty verdicts in every case until then, for no lawyer could stand up to us. I am at a loss for words. To think I would once more bear witness to Her Eminence at work in the Hall of Justice. Our first trial in 23 years. No quarter shall be given to criminals. We shall persecute them with all our might. Hey, what's this? Oh, your god. What the hell? She changed form. This is the prosecutor uniform. What the dad's Queen Garen? Talk about an extreme makeover. Oh, there's a song too. It's all coming back now. The feel of my blood pumping through my veins. Woe to you, O enemies of Kurain, for I shall personally slice, dice, and grind you up into hog feed. I prefer dog food if possible. I don't suppose I can ask her to roll back to her polite pre-makeover personality. Know this, lawyer. Yes. Now that I stand as a prosecutor, consider your defense's bench as a headsman's scaffold. If you wish to leave any last words, I advise you to start thinking of them now. Have you ever prosecuted a case with your life on the line, huh? Well, you still have a head with which to think in that is. This is like Blue Lock but for prosecutor. I mean for trials. Everything is, you know, has a risk of me dying. Now it is time for the divination seance. Reifa, come forth. Oh no, she looks sad. Your benevolence, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Your benevolence, I understand it may be difficult for you, but may we proceed with the divination seance? Yes, let us proceed. Forgive me for asking, but are you feeling physically unwell? If so, I would advise you to avoid any undue exertion. Uh-huh. Your benevolence? What's wrong? Is that her mind's ever anywhere but here? A lot has happened since yesterday. On top of the murder of her beloved father, she found out that he had been planning a coup. And today she had to experience his death through his own eyes. Yeah, that would be enough to shake anyone up. Still, it seems like she is worse off today than she was yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember her being this depressed. We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child after all. Now, if you would excuse us. What happened? Did she threaten Rayfa? Karen didn't do something to her, did she? Your Eminence, about today's divination seance. As I understand it, the prosecution has yet to review its content. Is this deviation from protocol a part of your plan? Prosecutor Samadi, would you care to explain your actions? Your Eminence, the accused was caught at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I deem no seance would be necessary for such a clear-cut case. She has infinity stones, oh my god. She's like a female Thanos. You and your bleeding heart. You seek to spare Rayfa the trauma of witnessing her father's death? Is that why you have done this? Not at all. You were concerned for me, Prosecutor Sanmadi? That's oddly compassionate of him, all things considered. Your Eminence, your Majesty, regardless of what is best for her benevolence. This case is blessed with a bounty of incontrovertible evidence. So I believe we could reach a swift verdict without devoting precious time to a seance. You have a point. Personally, I would like to spare her benevolence any undue misery. Experiencing the murder of a loved one is a burden no one should have to bear. Prosecutor Sanmadi, your magistrate, can this trial truly proceed without a divination seance? I can't blame her for not wanting to experience her father's murder firsthand. Your Eminence, what are your feelings on the matter? Shall we have her benevolence return home for some much needed rest? We shall not. You fools spoil her with your feckless words of compassion. Mm. Listen well, Reifa. You have spoken time and time again about how grown up you are now. Yes, but... So, let us see if the royal priestess has truly come into her own. Are you prepared to fulfill your duty and perform the divination seance as you should? She doesn't sound scary enough. How should I do it? Yes, that's better. See? Problem solved. Poor Afa. Is this really a good idea? I guess we'll see. Yeah, let me doing. Nana, my robe. Wait, is Nana back already? Oh, Nana is still missing. Looks like Nana is still missing. It's been a whole day already. Bobhead? Yes? You remove my robe. What? Why me? Don't keep her benevolence waiting now, Mr. Wright. Can you see she's ready to begin? Great. I've been reduced to Royal Robe Remover. I think that's a promotion, eh? It's actually screwing Mr. Wright to be Nana's replacement. Nana's replacement. Very well, your benevolence. Please start when you are ready. Come, Reifa. You know what must be done. There is no turning back now. I know. The final memories of the deceased. This should be interesting.
Shiso様の名のもとに御霊の託戦の儀式を執り行う。皆の者、目を開き、耳を傾けよ。今、奉納の舞をもって被害者の御霊を呼び戻さん。解くと見よ。水鏡に映し出されし最後の記憶を。
Alright, let's see. Let's see what he saw before his death. Finally. What's happening? What's happening? This has never happened before. Your benevolence. What's wrong? This is unacceptable. But bailiff, take her benevolence to the first aid station at once. This is not good. What's happening? Is it because of a mental state? No. Your Eminence, do you have any idea why her benevolence collapsed so suddenly? It seems she was not ready for what the disease was to reveal. It overwhelmed her. Her inexperience and immaturity left her ill-prepared to face her father's death. Huh. And she said she could go through with it. How very disappointing. I know someone who's not winning Man of the Year ever. I mean, of course Rayfa's going to be overwhelmed. She's just a child. She's still just a child. It seems we have no choice but to move on to witness testimony. Your Majesty? Oh yes, let us proceed. Bailiff, summon the first witness if you would. Wait, we're not going... Is this the first trial in Kurain that we did not see the divination seance? The first witness is Dhurke himself. Is this not the accused? It is indeed. I thought I would give him the opportunity to plead his case. For true justice is more than a unilateral presentation of the facts by the prosecution. That seems uncharacteristically fair of her. However, should the accused fail to produce convincing testimony, he, along with his cabal of traitorous lawyers, shall immediately be found guilty, and their heads will roll from their shoulders. What? I should have known there was a catch. Your court, your rules. Same as it is always been. Same as it always was. I see, Karen. Now then, Mr. Dux and Marty, if you could enlighten us as to what happened. Oh, well, I would if I could. I was struck by a sudden dizziness at the moment I entered the tomb. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. And lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail. I have no recollection of what happened in the interim. But I didn't kill him. At least, I don't think I did. It would go against everything I believe in. Not a very convincing testimony! What should I do with that, huh? That didn't explain squat exactly. For the record, let it be known that the accused's fingerprints were all over the murder weapon. And since he was caught in the act, there was no chance for a third party to tamper with it. Well, that certainly seems to point the finger at you, Mr. Sanmadi. Even as a lawyer, I have to agree with you there, Your Majesty. Ha 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 ha. Seriously, Dirk? This is no laughing matter. This is exactly what Karan wanted. To have Dirk try to plead his case, only to fail miserably. How low can she go? Prosecutor, behold this most unpleasant of spectacles, and let it be etched into your soul. See how instead of accepting the inevitable, those fish-brained lawyers flounder and flop themselves straight into the abyss of despair. Yes, Your Eminence, show me the way. Now then, would the defense please begin their cross-examination? What should I do? There's definitely nothing I can do to prove what he said is wrong, so let's just press. You were struck by a sudden dizziness? Was it because of his illness? Is that something that has ever happened to you before? Can't say that it has. My age is catching up with me. I'm no spring chicken after all. That's not the issue here. A most cunning excuse, one befitting an insidious insurgent. Oh. A killer who does not recall his crime. How very convenient. Next I imagine you will plead insanity. You aim to seek a lesser sentence through excuses and subterfuge, do you not? Don't make me laugh, Your Malevolence. How dare you? Wait, you call her Your Malevolence? I am merely stating my innocence. I have no intention of offering excuses. It's your baseless speculation I would declare as foolish. You deceitful witch. Oh. He has zero respect and he shows it. Is it your wish that I should claim your head right now, in this very instant? Well, that would certainly speed things along. Ha 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 ha. Doug, why don't you let me handle it from here? And if there's anything you need to say, you can say it through me, okay? Anything to stop you from needling the queen. Standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. Do you recall anyone putting the knife in your hand, Doug? I wish I could say I did, but I don't remember a thing from before I came to. You think there might have been a third party in the tomb, son? Yeah, because if you didn't do it, then the real killer must have been there with you. What's wrong? You call your evidence. Let's just go with those. Was that third party in the tomb when you were securing it? Know your evidence. We said high and low. We found one with no effort. And there you have it. Alright, they did search the place. Furthermore, my guards had the entire tomb surrounded. So there was no way for anyone to escape. Yeah, that's strange too. How did the real killer escape, huh? Ah. Do you see now? The presence of a third party is... The tomb was, for all intents and purposes, completely sealed off from the rest of the world. Ah, this is annoying. Accused, what do you believe of the possible presence of a third party? Well, based on the situation you presented, I'd say the chances are slim to none. You didn't have to agree with her, Dhurke. Let the accused statement be added to his testimony. But why? It's like the more we press, the thinner our case gets. Let's keep pressing, and maybe we'll work out the wrinkles in it too. Probably non-existent. Why? We can't prove you innocent without at least the possibility that a third party was there. Find the possibility in the impossible, son. That's just what the lawyers got to do sometimes. Isn't that right? Right? The game really likes this joke. Oh my god, they keep using it. Oh, me? Yeah, you could say that. I've seen more than my fair share of trials like that. Let's start with no viable evidence, useful testimony, or any hope of winning. But through cold sweat, desperation, and a little luck, I always manage to pull them off. Right. I can see we are kindred spirits, you and I. Ha 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 ha. Jeez, taking cases like that must shave years of your life. Hahaha. If that were true, I'd be long dead. Find the possible in the impossible. Can I prove that it was at least possible that there was a third party there? What did you see at the scene of the crime? You stated that he was dead as a doornail. How can you be so sure? It's pretty easy to spot the difference between a soulless man and the soulless shell of a man. His complexion and the amount of blood at the scene made it obvious that it was. Alhamdulillah. Watch your words, or you shall join Minister Inga much sooner than expected. You can bow your head before him and seek his forgiveness there in the Twilight Realm. If you still have a head to bow, that is. You bloodthirsty spider! What happened to you? There was still a little love in your heart 23 years ago. You even used to think of me as a brother. It seems you truly do have a death wish. Aha. Doug, I'm begging you. Enough to live. Just deliver the testimony, please. Ah. It doesn't have any recollection of what happened in the inside. What the hell? This is just great. The days passed since the murder. Haven't you remember anything through the trials? Haven't you remember anything in that time? My memory is a complete blank. It's as if that part of my brain has been scooped up. Hmm. Oh. Apa ini ada? Hmm. Hmm. That several series exploring a simple fight to Dhurke, but I really rather go home than the Twilight Realm after this. Can you state that you didn't kill him more definitely? How can I? When I have no memory of what happened. Well, can you at least state whether or not you're a murderer? That I can do. I'm not a murderer, and I would never kill anyone, no matter the circumstances. And do you have any evidence to support your claim that you did not kill the minister? Evidence? No, can't say I do. In that case, you start the statement, I didn't kill him, from your testimony. Wait, you can't just discard testimony like that. I mean, I'm the one cross-examining the defendant and all. Hold your prattling tongue, foreign devil. I am the queen of this kingdom, and the queen is the law. As such, I need not follow the laws that are in place. I can make and break them at will. That's convenient. And fourth, the accused will refrain from stating, I didn't kill him. What? I didn't kill him either. What should I do with this cross-examination, huh? Dhurke, leave the evidence finding to me. Now please, will you stop agreeing with everything the prosecution says? Alright, I'll stick to the facts from now on. But remember son, if you truly believe in me, you should be able to prove my innocence. I know you can do it. He believes I'll prove him innocent. Even all these inconvenient truths? Is that what he's saying? I think they might be onto something. Even the most disadvantageous facts may point the way to the truth. So don't ignore them. Think of them as food for thought. What should I do now? If only we could establish the possibility of a third party. Does the possibility itself even exist? Proving it exists is the only way to start our dialogue here. Why is it still here? Well, last one to start winning is back. Staying does not belong to the victim. Harvest orb. There's one. Your Eminence, I'm afraid this trial will not go exactly as you anticipated. Because I can show how there might have been a third party in that tomb. Oh, how very fascinating. Go on, I do so love a good fairy tale. We did a liminal test at the crime scene. We found a bloodstain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I'll remind you that neither Dhurke nor Miss Faye were injured during the incident. Thing is, this bloodstain we found had been wiped out by someone. What's this? But who would have done such a thing? That's the question, isn't it? Who wiped out the blood and why? Thinking about it logically, it must be someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime. Oh, and to whom do you suppose the bloodstain might belong? The real killer of the witness, not the victim. Must be the real killer. Here it says, does not belong to the victim. Can be a murder, so it's the real killer. Bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. Whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. And since their blood would give them away, they had to wipe it out. I say this because we know for a fact that the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tube. You have the memory of a flea. There was nowhere for anyone to hide. This too is a known fact. But a bloodstain from a third party means that there must have been someone hiding there. Very well then, tell me this. Where was this third party hiding? Oh, the crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. Since there was a hiding place, it was to be somewhere no one would dare look. Somewhere no one would dare look? Let's have your answer, defense. Oh my god. So, I'm guessing no one really searched the sarcophagus, huh? Look at this big sarcophagus in the middle here. There is one place no one was searched, not even the Queen's royal guard. And that would be inside Queen Amara's sarcophagus. Even now, it's locked up tight. It's locked up tight. No one would find you if you hid in there. I'm told that it's temperature control to preserve the mummy within. But if someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time. That is sacrilege. Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed. But that's just it. The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True, because we're so scared of being cursed, they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, the killer made a quick escape from within their frigid confines. Well now, that does sound like a plausible method of evading capture. The defense requires a DNA test on the blood stain. Then we'll see just who the real killer is. It says such insolence. Such insolence, huh? Bow your head and kneel, lawyer. So your head may be parted from your shoulders. Huh? But the trial's not even over. How soon you forget? You are already on the headsman's scaffold. As such, I could order your beheading at any moment. Must be nice being a queen, huh? All I did was request a DNA test. There is no need to request such a test. I'm sorry, what? Hey, oh God, bring it forth now. Wait, they already had it tested. The police have already identified the source of the blood stain. The DNA test revealed that the blood is of the traitor, Dhurke. No way. Huh? What? But Dhurke wasn't injured, so where did his blood come from? Maybe he coughed it up. Dhurke's illness. Yeah. Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he have really coughed up that much? And did he wear it up to hide his failing health? Dhurke, is it really that bad? Oh shoot, you got me. What do you mean? Dhurke's blood, so why is it walking from my mother's too? Pay attention, horned devil, for this case has already been solved. Wait, but why is the blood stain running from my mother's too? You claim that this blood stain would lead us to the real killer, did you not? About that, did you or did you not make that claim of your own volition, defense? Yes, I did. After she steered you in that direction, that is. I fell right into a trap. Oh god. Hang on, I need to drink. Alright, what now, huh? We just ended the case on our own. Did you see now the folly in imposing the very embodiment of the law? Whatever you say or do shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime? It's beyond the realm of possibility. Why do we even have trials? Huh? The royal guard is clapping over there. Legal tactics are beyond compare. I hate to say this, but she really got us good. The the key to the Amara sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Can I really discount the sarcophagus as a hiding place though? What if the real killer is still in there? No way. No, this is ridiculous. I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. It is to you I speak. Have you been listening? Dhurke Mahdi, the one who proclaimed a bloodless revolt, has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder. The defiant dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have doubts. So this is why Karen allowed us to cross-examine Dhurke. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she's effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him. True, but now we have an even bigger problem. And now, filthy lawyers, you will honor your end of the bargain. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your client's actions. This is so fast. Huh. Now, I shall pass judgment upon the criminal, Dhurke Mahdi. What's this? You shall pass judgment? By your eminence, is that not my role? Hold your tongue. You are but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of law. Consider yourself dismissed. Oh my god. She's not just a prosecutor or head prosecutor genius or something. She is the queen. She can dismiss the judge if she wants to. Alright guys, nice knowing you. I'll be dead now. As Queen of Kurain, I shall now pass judgment upon the accused. Guilty! You're dead! Wait! You didn't even give me the chance to reboot. Now when you are defeated, a lawyer. But just this once, I'm willing to show you the depths of my compassion. Tell me why I should allow these proceedings to continue. Come, convince me. Quick, Apollo. Even if you have to bluff, we've got to keep this trial going. Show her that the crime could have been committed by a third party. How am I supposed to do that? Why don't you start with, how about the timing of Inga's murder? What? This whole case is built on a single premise. That Inga was murdered after Dirk entering the tomb. But what if that's not true? Huh? Like, if our assumptions are all wrong? It just might work. Well, don't keep us waiting, defense. Dirk became the prime suspect because it didn't seem probable that there was a third party at the scene of the crime. But there's another question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Minister Inga really killed after Dirk entered the tomb? What nonsense is this? Setting aside the assumption that the murder occurred after Dirk arrived on the scene, opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime. When was time of death? Approximately 3 p.m. Can it be like somewhere between 2 and 3, huh? Yeah, he's dead. Oh, is he? Stabbed the back with a knife. Back pain, sentiment pain disappear. Two p.m. channeling right. Around 2 p.m. Shadow was surprised by a firecracker running through the courtyard and stole Ina's hand. Dust leapt out of a bizarre manhole, got yelled at by a dog and were barred through firecracker. The shocked look on his face and doesn't. When Aubrey caught up to him in the courtyard, Shadow had what looked to be Naina's hand. Sleeping pill. Sins of the father are visited upon his children, deeply rooted in the minds of the Chinese people. Those who support can also be deemed as guilty. Look at 2 p.m. But you can't see the face. So we don't know who she's channeling as. Question being, if Dirk was not the murderer, then who is? Don't tell me Naina was the real murderer. She's still missing. Maybe before Dirk entered the tomb. Isn't it possible that before Dirk even set foot in the tomb, Minister Inga was already dead? That would certainly make the possibility of a third party more probable. Why, of course. I felt unconscious right after I entered the tomb. Even if I hadn't, I wouldn't have had a clear line of sight to his body from the entrance. Oh yeah, you're right. Which means you wouldn't have noticed his body either way. The scenario is entirely possible. And so we can't rule out the possibility of a third person committing the crime. I see. Well, that certainly does make sense. So far so good. This might actually work. Very well. What's she gonna do now, huh? Is she gonna arrest me for saying nonsense? I shall play along with whatever little game you have knocking around in that tiny mind. I was starting to get quite bored of all this. I could do with a distraction. Yes. Let us hear some testimony that will shed light on when exactly the minister was slain. What the hell? Bailiff, summon Rafa. Surely she has recovered by now. But, but what about me? Don't I serve a purpose anymore? Oh no, the judge is having an existential crisis. Poor judge. I hope you are feeling better, your benevolence. Must I perform the divination seance? What? Oh no, no. We merely require your testimony this time. How could my testimony be of any value? Your benevolence? Princess Rafa seems awfully depressed. After what she's been through, summoning her again is like rubbing salt in the wound. Being unable to perform the seance was probably the last straw. I hope she doesn't pass out again. Prosecutor Sahmadi, may I ask you something? She's asking Nayuta. Of course, your benevolence. I totally forgot that he is here all along. I, um, I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara and about me? About you? From where did you hear such a thing? From mother, and only yesterday. If I was carrying on about telling the truth to the people, so I told her. I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. Be that as it may, your benevolence, it has no bearing upon our trial here today. So there is no need to let it trouble you. I know. Karen told Raifa about something other than Amara's status. Sounds like it, but what could it be? Raifa, the defense has proposed something preposterous. Was her diamond on her forehead not a tattoo, but just a pendant on her hair? She could have had she could have just have a tattoo on that, just like normal people. But no, it's a pendant or something. They somehow think your father was already dead when Dhurke entered the tomb. But I believe you can prove them wrong. Are you prepared to do what is required of you? Yes, I am ready to testify. Very well then, your benevolence. Your testimony, if you please. For some Reifa give us a testimony, not an insight. What Reifa witnessed. On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda. Around 2:30 p.m., I saw my father heading for Amara's tomb. Okay. Then, at about 2:45, I saw Bob Head and company enter the courtyard. I saw no one go in or out of the tomb after my father entered at about 2:30. No one. Your second floor veranda? Oh, she must be talking about the house facing Inga's private residence. No. So that's the location from which you saw your father. And about 2:30. Yes, and shortly after that, you people arrive at the royal residence. Is there any evidence that blood loss from the stab of wound in his back, approximately 3 p.m. Fingerprints found in the lid stain. Back pain. There must be in Utah then. Cannot see her face. Especially it's around 2 p.m. Where's Naina? Private residence. So, after the minister entered Amara's tomb at around 2:30, no one went in or out of there until the murder was discovered. The tomb is closed to outsiders, so no one could have snuck in before the murder. That rules out any possibility of a third party lying in wait to slay my poor husband. What if the murderer was someone from inside the court? It's not close to outsiders. What if the murderer is not an outsider? Or so she would like us to believe. Now, hear me, you useless lawyer. Oh my god. Seize this charade and bow before me. For I, Queen Karen, shall finally have your head. Alright, Psycho Queen, calm down. Forgive me, Your Eminence, but first let us allow the defense to question the witness. There's gotta be something here that I could break. But there must be some inconsistency here. Gazing upon the courtyard. You say you've been watching the courtyard until we arrive, correct? That seems like an awfully long time. There's much that weighs on my mind. I see. She really does sound troubled. I don't think she ever fully recovered from the previous trial. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you're destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to the task. I guess it's not easy being a princess. Your benevolence. I'd be happy to lend an ear if you ever like to talk. Shut up, Apollo. What would you know of my woes? Do not presume to exceed your station in life. Yeah, that position is for Phoenix, not for you, Apollo. Jeez, teenagers. Your benevolence, what did you witness from your veranda? Well... Did your father seem different or troubled in any way? Let me think. Oh, there was one unusual thing. There was? Yes, a shriek emanated from within my father's quarters. A shriek? After which I witnessed him bolt outside, his countenance drained of its usual color. What happened? He screamed and he was looking pale. What do you suppose happened? I know not. Perhaps he had a bad dream. Maybe it was a nightmare about being raped over the coals by the queen. Apollo, you have an active imagination. It seems our young lawyer here wishes to hasten his journey to the Twilight Realm. Sorry, that was rude of me. Does the defense believe the witness' last statement to be important? I believe it is. I would like the witness to add it to her testimony. And why do you think he screamed? Was he surprised by someone who didn't belong there? Did anyone else come out? I didn't see anyone else. Just my father. That last statement was seriously lacking in conviction. Should I press it on this? Press softly. Your benevolence. Yes? This incident was a real shock to us all. It must have been really terrible for you, but I want to let you know I know how you feel. But please stop. You presume too much. It's not like these that you need something to take your mind off things. How about you all go picnic together or something? Apollo, this is not the time and place to go ask her benevolence for a date. Shut the fuck up. I need no sympathy from you. Go on your little picnic alone, hornhead. Well, that didn't go well. Apollo, you have to take a more aggressive approach with people like her. Yeah, he's probably right. Enter the courtyard. Let's try another way. Press harshly. Your benevolence. Let's have some details. The more the better. The details, you say? Yes. For example, are you sure you didn't see anyone in the royal residence before 2:30? Is that a yes or a no? For endeavor, I've been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2 yesterday. Yet I saw none other than my father. Oh, if only I had stopped him then. I think it struck a nerve, or rather obliterated one. Maybe I pushed a little too hard. Still, that last statement seemed a little off somehow. So, you didn't see anyone except your father in the courtyard after 2 p.m., huh? Please add that to your testimony, your benevolence. Is the old residence always so empty? Naturally, it is where the royal family lives, and we are few in number. Besides Nina and the little birds who visit, I have no one else to talk to. That's cute, to imagine that she talks to birds. Is there anything more cerebrally princessy than talking to birds? So Nina wasn't around at all yesterday. It seems that she was quite busy. I was all alone the entire day. It's been like that a lot lately. Eva doesn't go to school, so she probably doesn't have any close friends. She must lead a rather solitary life. I guess being a princess isn't all it's cracked up to be. Eva, I shall buy you a new servant. I don't want you to buy me a servant like some sort of pet. I want Naina. I'm beginning to see why Eva turned out like she did. Your benevolence, please tell us about what happened after you saw your father. Well, it was around 2:30 when I saw him heading for the tomb. Mata! 2:45. Yes, I believe that's around when we arrived. Mr. Wright, Athena, Dirk, and I were running towards the tomb. Yes, I was taken aback, as we don't normally see commoners in the palace courtyard. Even more shocking was that Dirk, a wanted man, was with you. Yeah, I suppose so. I thought the villainous leader of the Defiant Dragons was here with his minions. Because it was, you know, time for a revolution. I think you've been watching too much of that TV show. I've already banned its broadcast for containing content unsuitable for our kingdom. Besides, the actress playing Rayfa looked nothing like her. I can't have my subjects feeling so disappointed when they see the real Rayfa. Mother? Why are you so cruel to me? Are you so ashamed? Once I'm all grown up, I shall be just as full-figured as that actress. Wait. Oh, how does that actress look like? Eh? I don't remember how she looked like. I just remember that she looked kinda different than Rayfa. She's placing all her hopes on one final growth spurt. For her sake, I hope it's in her DNA. I suppose you could always hope for a miracle. Oh, I'll show you. I shall double my milk intake and grow up big and strong. There, your benevolence. I think you are fine just the way you are. Judge, please shut up. Now, may I ask that you continue with your testimony? I wish I could grow up faster. So no one going out of the tomb. Is it possible you may seeing someone pass through? No, my veranda has a commanding view of the entire grounds, and I saw no one else. But that doesn't seem right somehow. Do not underestimate my daughter. She may be lacking elsewhere, but her eyes are the finest. What do you mean lacking elsewhere? Lacking elsewhere? Talk about a mother I'd never wish on my worst enemy. She needs Nana now more than ever. Don't tell me Nana is really inside the sarcophagus. There's no way. If I didn't see anybody in the royal residence area after 2 p.m. That's a really long time to just look at the courtyard. She was probably lost in thought. She's at the age where I'm sure she's got a lot on her mind. The belling stage, you mean? Heading for Amara's tomb. Came dashing out of his room, his face pale. Could it be it's because of his painkiller? But it's said to make the pain disappear, so it doesn't add up. It's about 2. Now this one is the one we can use. Where is that thing? Shadow is inside, and Obi is inside there too. This is when they broke the vase outside of Inga's quarters. Your benevolence. You're comforting for someone, aren't you? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, Daifa, but you're not gonna like this. Well, the thing is, I have a statement here that you might find interesting. It's from a witness who claims that around 2 p.m. his dog got loose and ran into the palace courtyard. That's when the little fellow stole this hat from someone. Ah, that's Nana's. I mean, nothing, never mind. You fool of a daughter. It seems the princess made a blunder. So let me get this straight. This is Nana's hat, which means she had to have been under our residence at around 2. If so, then you had to have seen Nana sometime after 2 p.m. yesterday. Oh. Please, your benevolence, tell us what you really saw. It is, as you say, Hornhead. I saw Nana. And I saw that dingbat dog steal her hat from her in front of my father's residence. Wait, so was Nana about to go inside Inga's residence, or did she just came out? I knew it! Why didn't you say so in the first place? But because, my mother told me not to. What? Would you care to explain, Your Eminence? I request that she withholds that information, for it is of no relevance to this case. You don't get to decide. If you disagree, then prove that it is relevant to the case at hand. Oh, I will. Your benevolence, please tell us everything you witnessed when you saw Nena. Alright. When I saw that dingbat dog attack Nena, I ran to help. You ran? I raced from my second floor veranda down into the courtyard. Wait. That means that while you were coming down, you took your eyes off the courtyard. Yes, but only for a moment. This is a crucial testimony. If you took your eyes off the courtyard, it means somebody else could have entered the tomb without you ever knowing. Ah. Your benevolence, are you sure no one else was there? Oh, yes. She is hiding something again. What about Nena? Were you able to help her? Well, when I got down to the courtyard, Nena she was gone. I beg your pardon? Gone? Yes, and I never saw her again after that. Any idea what happened? That dingbat dog must have gobbled her up. That dog was smaller than Nena. I seriously doubt that. But how could Nena simply disappear while Rayfa wasn't looking? Do you have a diagram of that courtyard? Of course we don't. What the hell, man? Rayfa must know something. The only question is what? Why Shadow was in the courtyard where Nena disappeared to? Why Nena disappeared? Where Nena disappeared to? I don't think she knew. If she knew where Nena disappeared to, she's not gonna be so sad. So it's either why Shadow was in the courtyard or why Nena disappeared. The thing is, we know why Shadow was in the courtyard. Because of dogs. And I don't think Nena knew about it. So the only remaining possibility is the why. Why do you suppose Nena disappeared? Even an educated guess would help. For example, hang on, I need to grab a drink. For example, maybe she got fed up with you acting like a spoiled child. Apollo, shut up. You know, something like that. Such impudence. Nana would not leave me merely for acting spoiled. You're not even gonna deny your behavior. She knows she's spoiled. In any case, it seems I was wrong. Moving right along. The only question is what? Can you tell me is this? Do you have any idea why that dog was in the courtyard? No. That's it. Simple, straight no. She brushed that off real quick. Could you please think a little harder? Those puppy dog eyes will not help me recall something I know nothing about, hornhead. Puppy dog eyes? Apollo, we already know the answer to your question, remember? Alright. Wait, so it's actually this? Do you have any idea where Nina disappeared to? Well, what do you mean? Well, during the time you took your eyes off the courtyard, someone could have headed into the tomb. And it just so happens that Nina disappeared right at that moment. No. Wait, you think Nina had something to do with the murder? No, I personally hope that Nina doesn't have anything to do with the murder. I don't think we can rule it out. It sounds like something had kept Nina occupied since the early morning. Plus, she was seen right before the murder, and then seemed to vanish into thin air. You're right. And since she is Rayfa's attendant, she could come and go as she pleased within the palace grounds. Could Rayfa's attendant really be the killer? You have to find a motive on why Nena wants to kill Justice Minister Inga. But that would mean first my father and now Nena. These were the people I trusted most. How could this be? Do not heed their lies. Lawyers are a foul breed, quick to claim that a third party is to blame for a crime. Nena did not enter the tomb. That much is certain. Do you have anything to support your claim? Eh? How can you be so sure? When Nena's hat was stolen, that curse spilled an urn full of water upon my husband's doorstep. Is that not right, Rayfa? Yes, yes it is. While that dingbat dog was tugging on Nena's hat, it tipped over the urn. The bottoms of her shoes would have been soaked with water. And if she had truly headed into the tomb with wet shoes, she would have left shoe prints along the way. Ah, that makes sense. But the only shoe prints to be found belong to my husband, Inga. Nena. Then... That's right. Nena never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. Ah. How do you know? It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nena. That's right. Edgeworth and I did see some shoe prints in there. Now, do you understand? Nena could not possibly have gone into the tomb. And that supposed third person at the crime scene is but a figment of your imagination. Ah, dead and again. But I'm glad Nena was not involved. Whitler's lawyer. Could those guys fanboy any harder? But is it really true? Did Nena not go into the tomb? Excuse me, but Mr. Wright? The benevolence. What time was it when that dog attacked Nena? I believe it was about 2:15 p.m. I see. I follow. If Nena entered Inga's private quarters at around 2:15 and Inga came racing out at around 2:30, pale-faced and screaming then. Ah, I know what you're getting at. Yes, that might explain his scream. What? His back pain? The latter foundation had two extreme fingerprints on it. There's no way it's something like this. It's about the case 73 years ago. Not this one yet. That might explain his scream. What? The gemstone, pink butterfly, painkiller. What is this note for? Huh? What did the fans please share that theory regarding Justice Minister Inga's scream? Is it certainly your Majesty? He saw a ghost. What kind of explanation is this? He saw a ghost? He was attacked by Nena? Maybe he was attacked by Nena. This would make the Justice Minister's private quarters the real scene of the crime. Does your idiocy knows no bounds? The minister's body was found in the tomb. Or are you suggesting that the body was moved? The minister was moved from his private quarters. I'm gonna have to show evidence of this, huh? Stab in the back with a knife. Is that something else? Blood stain, medication, pain disappear. You know what, let's save here first before something bad happens. Or maybe I don't need to save, I haven't made any mistake at all. Possibility exists, come on, do something. Considering the fact that the body was found in the tomb, I'd say there is a possibility. What utter nonsense. Leifa had been watching the courtyard. Yet, you would suggest that someone could have transported the body unnoticed. You have a point there. In that case, let's say there is no way that the body was moved. After all, there was an awful lot of blood in the tube. I understand if the scream was in reaction to Naina's attack, but Inga died in the tomb. We need to explain how those two realities could coincide. How are we supposed to do that? Oh, maybe. Maybe where he was stabbed and where he died were two completely different locations. What do you mean? It's just, let's look at this as simply as possible. If the witness's body wasn't moved, he might have been stabbed by Naina in his private quarters, but then died in the tube. Huh? Oh, I see. That's a weird theory, but yeah, let's go on with that. On the one hand, that seems plausible, but on the other, it seems decidedly implausible. Persecutor San Marty, what is that fool babbling on about now? Is that a riddle from one of those fortune cookies Americans seem to fawn off? Perhaps, but I believe he himself does not know what he means to say. In all likelihood, it was a poor attempt to confuse us. We should simply ignore him. I wasn't finished yet, so hold off on the analysis, would you? The autopsy report never stated that the minister's death was instantaneous, so he could have conceivably moved from one place to another after being stabbed. Oh my, are you suggesting he ran all the way to the tomb with a knife sticking out of his back? Well, yes, that's the gist of it. In short, Minister Inga saw Naina with a knife, let out a scream, and when he turned his back to her to flee, right, and then when he was stabbed from behind. Well, Your Majesty, does my theory hold water? How dare you bore me like this? Huh? You are a humorless moron, spewing an endless stream of unamusing drivel. I wasn't trying to be funny, Your Eminence. Prosecutor, enlighten this ignorant clown in lawyer's clothing. Your Eminence. Wow. And then Ayuta, you dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded lawyer. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice you had been stabbed in the back. But a normal person would have noticed due to the excruciating pain. And now hold on. Allow me to teach you the meaning of pain. Ah, please stop. Nayuta has a point. Normally, most people would notice a dagger in their back. Ow. Yeah, I doubt someone could ignore pain like this. Still, in this case, it's the word normally that we should emphasize. Apollo, take another look at the court record. Alright. There must be something that explains this. That's a reason Inga didn't feel any pain. Oh, are we going to do that? Are we going to do to submit that evidence? Why didn't Justice Minister Inga notice that he had been stabbed? Because he has a painkiller to make pain disappear. Ah, those are my father's painkiller shots. The defense will explain the significance of this evidence. Minister Inga suffered from terrible back pain, so he often injected himself with these. We're told that one shot in the back would make all his pain go away. With this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these, Your Eminence. You can't mean... Minister Inga was stabbed in the back, close to where he usually injected the painkiller. Therefore, it's entirely possible he hadn't noticed that he had been stabbed. The painkiller just makes the pain disappear. His brain just doesn't register the feeling of pain, especially from his back. What? What's this? Then, I was adjusting. Justice Minister Inga really ran off with a knife protruding from his back. I am, Your Majesty. So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him. I mean, with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well. Yes, the knife was there. It was just plunged in so deep you didn't notice it under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead. What is this? Kenshiro reference? You are already dead. Murdered by Nena in his private quarters. Pokunka. Holy Mother of Kulaid. Are we dealing with the living dead here? Well, technically, he wasn't dead yet. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a possible sequence of events. And once Minister Inga arrived at the tomb, he could have removed the knife and dropped dead from blood loss. Nena killed my father? There must be some mistake. The defense would like to call Nena to the stand. Whoa. You seek to drag an innocent old woman to the stand with no proof whatsoever? Wait, we don't know her age. We know everybody's age here. He's 46. Wait, I didn't realize Guts was a year older than Dirk, huh? I thought it's the other way around. Inga is 46. Somehow Nena's age is just a question mark. Is this important? Is he older? Is she older than we thought, huh? Well, there's no real proof, but... Huh. What a tangled web of expedient lies you weave. I can no longer tell fact from fiction. Who or what shall I believe in now? I'm sorry, Leifa. All I've done is confuse you. But I have a sneaky suspicion Nena's involved in this case, one way or another. Just when I thought we had blown this case wide open. Well, there's no turning back now. You fool of a lawyer. I know why you're so desperate to prove the accused innocent. You do? Yes, because he faces public execution if proven guilty. As shall you, under the stipulations of the Defense Culpability Act. From the moment you accepted this case, you had no choice but to fight for your lives. No, the simple fact is, I've always believed that Dhurke is innocent. But still you cling to your pretense? Very well, I shall offer you a bargain. If you would admit that the accused is guilty, right here, right now, I shall overlook your crime of abating him, and you will not be subject to execution. Is this some sort of joke? Far from it. As queen, I have the power to grant pardons, even to criminals like you. And with a wave of my hand, I can even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Dhurke, should you be willing to cooperate. Is this, yeah, Apollo's not gonna accept it. She wasn't kidding when she said that she's the law here. Is this even allowed, huh? Isn't this like a dictatorship, huh? But to flaunt that power in her face like that, that's just wrong. Look at all that has transpired in our kingdom, and return to your own country in peace. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer? If I don't take this deal, you'll be executed along with Dhurke if he is found guilty. What should I do? I can't believe the game was giving us the option to do this. Hang on, let me save the game so that I could for funsies accept this. Abandon the defense. I just want to know what happened when this abandon the defense. Abandon defense now. Let's abandon defense next time. For now, continue defense. Nice try, Gordon. But it looks like you don't know what justice is made of. We won't kowtow to threats like that, Your Eminence. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. I don't want to drag you into this, so don't worry. I'm with you, Apollo, to the bitter end if need be. And while I can't say I'm used to it, this isn't exactly my first rodeo. But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. So keep on fighting, Apollo. You'll hear no objections from me. You nincompoops. You'll die if you lose this case. Why would you even entertain the notion of continuing? I believe that Dhurke is innocent. That's why. And besides, trials exist to give the truth a chance to get out into the open. You can't give up just because you're afraid of some punishment. Even if that punishment is death, does that not frighten you, hornhead? Who wouldn't be scared? I mean, just thinking about it makes me weak in the knees, to be honest. But as a lawyer, I have a duty to protect my client. I can't just abandon that. A duty you're willing to die for? And yet, I... Duty. It's a heavy burden, alright. But if I looks like she's really struggling. Your benevolence has come, princess. You're destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even up to the task. But it's no surprise, considering the torrent of painful truths she had to face. Very well then. If the defense is prepared to face the death sentence under the Defense Culpability Act, then I see no reason not to continue with the proceedings. But I must admit, I see no grounds for doubting the accused's guilt. Unless the defense has further evidence that would indicate a different suspect. Do you have anything like that? Well, lawyer, do you have any new evidence you would care to present? Or shall I have the executioner start his preparations? If she thinks I can do this, she's got another thing coming. But first, I have some serious thinking to do. Do we have a new evidence? I found an old... Can't see anything. If only we can see her face. That's a murder. 23 years ago? How old is Nayuta? 25? Wait, is there anyone here who's 23? No? Nayuta is 25. So why is she still a baby? That does not look like a 2-year-old baby. 2-year-olds can run. Can walk, can run, can make a mess out of your house. This is my only lead with serious blood stain. For the English bodies, time in the back. He's holding a gun and there's a phone too. It's stained with the victim's blood. Maybe this is it. Of course I have some new evidence. Ho ho ho! Do you now? How very interesting. No, I can't let it get to me. I just have to keep pressing forward. Could be this one. It has the victim's blood, so that's a start. He would claim this evidence proves the existence of a different suspect. Wait, that wasn't the reaction I was expecting. Your Eminence, are you saying this piece of evidence doesn't do anything for you? It would appear to me that you chose that evidence at random. Not that one, huh? If it's not this, then I don't know what else. Can be this one, not this one. Painkiller, English movement. Does not exist. If I say doesn't exist, I'll probably die. Let's do it. Says evidence does not exist. Huh, just as I thought. I was so hoping you'd present meaningless evidence and allow me to claim your head. Glad I didn't walk in head first into that one then. So what now, Apollo? Well, unless we can prove that Nena killed Inga, this trial is over, and so are we. Isn't there still a way to get the proof we need? Even without evidence, even testimony? You know, a key means of obtaining testimony here in Kurain. Huh? Wait, are you actually suggesting? It certainly won't be easy, but it's worth a try. Your Majesty. And the crucial step in uncovering the truth behind this case has yet to be taken in this trial. Oh, we're gonna do divination seance. Hang on, for that I need to end the stream. Why am I doing shaping it again? Okay, so yeah, I need to end the stream because it's really over my planned playing time. So yeah, I guess that's it.